Do you know the 7 streams of income? Because if you don't, you gonna learn today. What's good, everybody? It's Vaughn, and you know, this is where you get knowledge that you don't get in college. So go ahead and scroll into the description, click the link next to Webull, and collect your 12 free stocks. Warren Buffett once said, if you don't learn how to make money in your sleep, then you'll work until you die. And that is the reason why most, if not all, wealthy people have 7 streams of income. And by the end of this video, you'll have a great understanding of what each of those 7 streams of income are. Number 1 is one that most of you will be familiar with. It's earned income. It's the income derived from your job or employment. It's when you're compensated for the work that you do. Earned income is typically paid in one of 3 ways, and it's taxed at a highest rate. It's either paid hourly, salary, or commission. For many people, their job is their only source of income, and that's a very risky way to live, because if you lose your job, then your whole life gets turned upside down. As a wise man once said, job stands for just over broke. So rather than just working at your job and using that money to pay bills and buy frivolous things, you need to invest that money into these other streams of income so that you can have multiple streams and you'll be in position to expand your means. Number 2, interest income. It's when you lend your money to someone for a fee. If you decide to lend money to a friend or a family member, make sure you have them sign a promissory note, because documentation beats conversation, and it doesn't matter who they are. It's important to cross your T's and dot your I's. The interest rate is determined by what the money is being lent for. For example, if you're lending money to an investor so that they can flip a property, the interest rate is going to be much higher than if you're lending money to an investor that is going to buy a rental property to rent out for the long term. So as a rule of thumb, the shorter the term, the higher the interest rate. The longer the term, the lower the interest rate. And typically, these loans are collateralized by the asset, which is outlined in a contractual agreement. Number 3, profit income, which is money made for selling something for more than what it costs to make or purchase. For example, when you go to a supermarket, the business owner is making a profit off of each of the items in your shopping cart. And the same goes for if you go to a car dealership. Once that car is sold, they make a profit. Number 4, dividend income. It consists of payments shareholders receive for owning a dividend-paying stock, such as 3M, Walmart, AT&T, Johnson & Johnson, or Coca-Cola. Number 5, rental income. Typically, when someone thinks of rental income, they're thinking of a house or an apartment complex where a landlord rents out to a tenant and they receive money each month for the rental of that unit. However, the different avenues from which you can receive rental income are endless. This is an area in which you could get creative. In addition to renting out real estate, you can also rent out a car, a boat, a bike, a scooter, and the list goes on. You just have to get creative. Number 6, capital gains. This is received for the sale of an asset that has increased in value, like stocks, real estate, or an antique car that you bought for $10,000 and sold for $20,000. The $10,000 profit that you receive from that transaction is classified as capital gain. Capital gains is most commonly received from stocks and real estate, but there are unlimited opportunities that you can make money in this way. However, unlike most other forms of income, the gains can only be realized once the asset is sold. For example, if you purchase a piece of property or shares of stock, the price will go up and down over time. And once you sell that property, the amount of profit that you make is your capital gains. Number 7, royalty income. Intellectual property is royalty income, which is most commonly in the form of copyrighted material, such as a song or a book. There are other types as well, like artwork in the form of logo designs, slogans, or patents. This type of income, once created, can produce a passive income stream for years for the original artist or vendor, for as long as the material remains protected under the law. If you have intellectual property that you want to receive royalties for, there are 2 ways to do so. You can sell the property and receive payment from the buyer based on a percentage of the revenue generated from that property. For example, you can sell the copyright to a book outright and receive royalties upfront and receive a continuing stream of revenue based on the sales of that book. Secondly, you may keep the ownership of the property and get royalties from someone for the use of the property. This is called licensing. Royalty fees and payment amounts can be set in a variety of ways. In a franchise situation like a fast food restaurant, these can be set as a fixed or variable percentage of gross sales. In many cases, there's a minimum royalty. Royalties are another great source of income for someone that creates a product or service and cashes in on that intellectual property. If you want to earn more money, it's imperative that you don't solely rely on your earned income stream. Adding more streams of income will put you in a position where you're able to earn money while you sleep. And as I mentioned earlier, earned income is taxed at the highest interest rate. But that's a topic for another video. If you want to escape the rat race, you have to make your money work for you. There's only so many hours in a day. So if you continue to trade your time for money, there will always be a limit. But if you want to exceed that limit, you know what you got to do. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified every time that I make a new post. Until next time.